Hi, everybody. Damien Cole here, XLT Podcast. I got Jacky Ng.
Ng. That's right, it's me. I'm from Singapore. It's a Chinese name. Not a lot of expats out here knows how to pronounce it, but Ng.
Okay,
Yeah, that's how
Got
it
it.
goes. Yeah.
Got Jacky Ng. And he's from Singapore. And you grew up in Singapore?
Yes, I was born there. I grew up there. My mom is Indonesian, but she's moved to Singapore as well. So my whole life I've been living in Singapore. Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. We're here at Seven Bridges, and we're just gonna do this. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
We're gonna-
It's before the open mic, so people are coming in, so that's why the sound is like that.
Yes. And okay, name. Got it.
Mhm.
From Singapore. So how was it growing up in Singapore?
Well, Singapore is a very clean and orderly place. I think it's a good place to have a childhood. You get to go out and do things. I think it's a bit scarier. I don't know, growing up out here, say maybe in Vietnam, where I don't know, as a kid you gotta be looking out for bikes and things like that. Maybe that makes you harder as a person. But Singapore I've always felt very protected in Singapore. I guess
Right.
that's the word. Yeah. And then we gotta do our national service for 2 years. So that's kind of interesting. It's fun.
Right.
You get to meet really good friends in there, and that's part of the reason why we feel so protected. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
I think Israel does that too.
Yes.
Israel does that.
I think Singapore, when we first became independent, we got the help of Israel to set up the army.
Wow.
Yeah. So the first batch of Singaporean boys in the army were all reporting to Israeli officers and corporals and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just put two and two together. Yeah, that's crazy. That's cool. So you know how to shoot guns and shit.
I did go for a rifle range.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I am not a combat fit soldier. I have a torn ACL.
Yeah.
I tore it.
On purpose.
I
ain't going. Oh fuck.
That's what it happened right as I was supposed to enter the army.
Lucky you.
Yeah, and so they postponed my entrance into the army, and they also paid for the surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I still had to go in to train, but I am not combat fit, so I'm a mechanic.
Okay.
But we learn basic military skills, so we gotta go out for the rifle range.
Right.
But because, like at the time, I thought that as a non-combat fit soldier, I don't need to pass the test. I just gotta finish shooting my rounds. But then they were like, nah, you guys, you scored so low that you guys gotta go back again. And so I shot the rifle like twice.
Okay.
More than some people maybe.
Okay. Damn. I don't think Singapore gets in many wars though. I think they probably.
I don't think
they're
we've
like
gotten into
Switzerland kinda.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, but what they tell us is that, or what we believe is that the army is a deterrent force. It's there to stop people from attacking us, to prevent us from going into war.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's going over there. That's a pretty safe place. So you said it was safe growing up. Was it? But it probably had like bullies and normal like
Oh, yeah.
school gangs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, there were bullies. I would like to think that I wasn't big of a bully. I once got nominated for an award because the reason the teacher put down was like, he would stand up to bullies when they were bullying this other kid.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was in the football team,
Yeah.
so we were cool.
Yeah. Nice.
So I didn't get bullied much. I did see people getting bullied. And so yeah, in a way, maybe I'm lucky that way.
Yeah.
I didn't get to experience that terrible bullying growing up.
That's cool. You bullied the bullies. That's awesome.
What's up?
Bro? We're just doing the interview real quick. Yeah, do whatever you need to do. We're just
Well, we'll finish up with this because
Okay.
when I start moving, everything's gonna
okay. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
All right. And then so you do comedy,
Yeah.
and I stalked your website. You
Oh,
do
wow.
TikTok. What's up with your TikTok?
I used to work for a content company, and so what they did was they just made a lot of content for different companies, and TikTok was a big part of that. So I had a TikTok character
Yeah.
that I played that was fairly popular. His name was Insecure Ian. He's me. I'm wearing a white hoodie,
Yeah.
and it's a POV video, so you're looking at your boyfriend yelling at you,
Yeah.
and it's just your insecure boyfriend, and I'm always talking about how small my dick is and how the person watching is cheating on me and things like that. And so that got kind of popular for the 2 years I was working there.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I just figured that I wanna do more stand up. That stand up is where I started. It is what got me that job to begin with, and it's what brings me the most joy. And so I wanted to stop doing that and just go around Southeast Asia and just to check out how the stand up comedy scene is doing. Right before I got the job, I was here in Ho Chi Minh actually, and I was planning to go up to Hanoi, and then COVID hit. And my mom was just like, you gotta come home. And so I went home. And so, in a way, coming out here is like a nice full circle moment for me. To just
cool.
get back to what I was intending to do.
Nice,
Yeah.
bro. Nice. So you started, how long you been doing, that's when you started, like around?
I started stand up right before I entered the army as well. So 9 years ago.
Oh, okay.
9 years ago. I did my first set 2 weeks before entering the army.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when I went for military training, there were like good 4 or 5 months I couldn't perform. But the moment I got posted to a unit, I was lucky enough to be able to come out at night. So I would go to the army camp in the day, I would go to a show at night, and then we would hang out. Back then in Singapore, we used to hang out. I think because of getting a car home is so much more expensive now that we don't do that as much now. But back then we would hang out till like 3 or 4 in the morning. I would go home for a shower and hopefully a nap, and then try to not be late reporting back to camp.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So Singapore is changed a lot. Like, I know I haven't been there, but I hear it's like stuff's expensive.
It's really expensive, and it's just gotten more and more expensive since COVID. Everything just costs a lot more. Housing is a big issue, I think, because you can't buy a house. I mean, you can buy a private property. Anyone can if you have the money. But if you want to get like a subsidized flat from the government, you kind of have to get married if you're not 35.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to buy a house, you have to get married. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Yeah, and so me and my girlfriend, we have gotten a house. It will be ready in about 4 years. And so that means we have to get married within the next 4 years.
Wait, they give you a house?
They sell you a house with a lot of grants, so it's a lot more affordable.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah. Actually, this year we implemented that. Like, we're trying to, we have a declining birth rate, and they're trying to just make more people have more children. So actually, in Singapore, if you have no money, you can have a kid, and the government will give you a bunch of money.
God damn. In America, oh my God, you guys would go, if that was like California, you guys would go broke in 9 months. Everyone, because our welfare system works a little different. Like,
I'm sure.
They still do that, but they're not. Yeah, you gotta live in the projects and shit. Like, holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, but see, the thing is, if you don't get married, you cannot move out of your parents' house.
Okay.
It's rental is increasingly expensive.
Right.
It's hard to, just get your own space. If you want to rent, if you really cannot get along with your family, chances are you'll be renting with like 5, 6 different strangers.
Yeah.
Just to try and make rent. And so, I guess that's the other thing that Singapore has, is that we stay with our parents our whole life.
Right.
Until we get married.
And that's tough to like get with your girl while you get sneak her into you're 35 and sneak them into your parents' house. Holy shit. Okay.
And I find that it just, when you're living with your parents, you get annoyed by them.
Yes.
Right? That's just how things are. But when you are not with your parents, they don't get a chance to annoy you. Then you get to really look at them as your parents and look at them with love and be like, oh, I miss you. But when you're living with your parents, it's hard to look at your mom and be like, I miss you, because you're always hearing her.
Right. Right. And you're like, God damn it. Fucking beans again. And you move out, you only get beans once a month. You're going to love those beans. You're like, I love your beans. Mom.
Totally. That's right.
Yes. Okay, cool, man. Cool. And so you do stand-up. You also do sketch comedy. How do you like this doing sketch comedy?
Well, sketch comedy happened mostly in my ex company, so we also do sketches on videos and things like that. And I guess that my experience from that derived mostly from improv. I was doing a lot of improv when I first started doing stand-up.
Nice.
I was in this improv group in Singapore. We were called the latecomers because we were all late for practice all the time. And we were doing short form improv, and I think we were getting quite popular. There were shows where people were lining up to see us back then. Yeah, but I think after a while, like real improvisers hated doing short form improv. They want to do like real emotional, long, 1 hour, fully made up scenes. They don't want to do that fucking scenes from a hat bullshit anymore.
Right.
So yeah, we progressed towards that, and I think that's a bit harder to sell to an audience that isn't that comedy savvy out here in Asia.
Yeah.
So we got less popular, but yeah, I mean the experience from there helped me with moving on, like whatever type of sketches I need. There was some good foundation there.
Yeah. Nice. I like it. I like sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to make videos and stuff. I want to do more of that.
Right. Do you ever do improv?
I do. Yeah.
Are you in a group?
Yeah. We're doing it every Sunday at this bar.
Okay.
But then I don't know what happened. But yeah. But I act in plays too.
Ah, right.
Yeah. Done like 2 plays here.
Wow.
Yeah.
English plays.
Yeah, in English. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
But everybody comes. It's like, okay, half the cast is Vietnamese. We got Russian, Filipino, like every nationality on the squad, and then, so the people that come is all kind of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is a very cosmopolitan city. You really have people from all over coming in here.
Yeah. And I know there's a Vietnamese improv groups. There's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to like probably about over 5 Vietnamese like plays, like legit plays.
So you understand? You speak?
No, I hire someone to sit next to me. Swear to God.
And he translates it for you live.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I swear to God.
How much? If you don't mind me asking, how much would that cost you?
She did it for free, but
okay.
I was
just a friend.
Yeah.
Right,
we're in that same acting group, so I was like, I want to see some Vietnamese plays,
right?
But I can't. And she's like, I'll translate for you. Yeah, I got friends that are actors in the plays too, so it's like I go see your play, you go see my play.
Right.
And yeah, people are really cool here about that, man. Like, if I'm gonna, cause at a Vietnamese play, everybody's Vietnamese. Except for me, when I go to watch it, and they're like, "Oh shit, you actually want to watch it? Okay, come on, please, yeah." And it's cool. Yeah, they're very welcoming, and they're like, "Oh, super cool to have, a foreigner watch our play." I'm like, "Dude, you guys are freaking good. Like your play, like the production was excellent. Everything was like super awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, the story, all that. Yeah. So, been doing that, and what's SGAG? I saw some other things.
Yeah, so SGAG is the company I work for. That was the content company.
Okay.
Yeah. They started out making just memes, and then they got very viral memes.
Yeah.
And then they started getting a whole lot of sponsors, and I would say SGAG is the top content producers in Singapore right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was really helpful working for them and being able to act on the videos. It got me a lot more recognition. Yeah, it might just not be the recognition I was looking for, because people were recognizing me for the characters, and they didn't know I do stand up. That was a bit disheartening. Okay. So that's part of why I left. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I left, but the key thing was just to pursue and be a better stand up comedian.
Nice. So that's the lane you're going for.
Yeah.
But I mean, comedy too, and I do acting too. For me, I like both. So it's like, some people are just like, nah, I'm doing stand-up because I get that fucking rush, I get that feeling.
Yeah. I mean, if I do get an acting job, I'll do it because it probably would pay a lot better than stand-up.
Yeah.
And then that allows me to do stand-up for a bit longer.
Right. And even, as a stand-up comedian, we could do a show every week. like acting jobs are not really.
They come when they come.
Yeah. And you could write your own stuff for stand up. Like if you're doing an acting job, you got to follow their script.
Yeah.
Play their role for you. For here, it's like me against the world. Like I'm gonna write my own shit. It's all on me, right?
Yeah.
Can't blame anybody,
You can't blame anybody, and you don't share that spotlight with anybody.
Yeah,
you get all of it for
that's
yourself.
True.
Yeah,
that's true. And an instant feedback too, like, oh damn, that shit sucked. I'm like, oh, they fucking like that one. You can just sit there and let it simmer a little bit. Like, okay, I like that. Nice. So you do a show? I saw Jacky and Friends. What's this?
Jacky and Friends is an open mic that Well, it started way back. It used to be a talk show. It used to be like a Facebook live talk show.
Ooh,
we did that on a Sunday afternoon. Nobody saw it.
Yeah.
And so that show was cancelled. And then this was way back pre-COVID. And then post-COVID, when bars were just starting to open up again, this one bar approached me and they were like, hey, we got this space. You want to do a show? And I was like, yeah, I think we need to get comedy going again. So we set up the open mic. We call it Jacky and Friends, and I would host it every week, and whoever can just come on and do however long they have to. And it's been good. It's the first year we were doing it mostly in this place called the Parlour, which is a nice little shop house in Little India if you ever visit. And then after that we just got bored being there, and so we started to become like a roving show. So we perform in a bunch of different places. The most notable one would probably be this plant shop.
Okay.
It's a shop that sells house plant.
Yeah.
There's no one there at night, and so we did a show in there.
Sick.
Yeah. All the comedians were like, "Oh, this is the show where we get to breathe the best."
Right.
Yeah. In Malaysia,
CO2.
I just did a show in a tattoo parlor, and that was
Sick.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like doing that, I was like, "Why aren't there more shows in tattoo parlors? It
Yeah.
seemed like such a perfect place for comedy." Yeah.
Nice. I did a show at a Okay. Well, it was a weed. It was a 420 show.
Oh shit.
You know Ankita?
Yes.
Yeah. This is my first time I was at a real show. I did a real show, not an open mic. And she was like, "Yeah, we got this 420 show. Go, I'll put you on." I was like, "Cool." And then fucking like they had tattoo, they had like braiding hair, and they had like weed and shit.
Oh,
and
damn.
I just fucking ate a pot brownie and I fucking woo. But I was like, "Bro, we should get fucking matching tattoos with a mic," and then no one wanted to do it. Nobody. It's like, this is perfect.
Yeah. That could not happen in Singapore. Weed is very illegal in Singapore.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even be allowed to be in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Wouldn't be caught dead being at that show.
Nope. They would fucking cane you. All right, let's not get. I don't know how much you could talk about that, so I'm not caning and shit. So, do you have a podcast too?
Yes. I mean, I'm on this podcast in Singapore. It's called the More Better Podcast.
All right.
And it's 3 comedians. Me, Faka Fuzz, who is
Okay.
Singapore's first Netflix star. He's
Wow.
our guy who's got a Netflix special.
Yeah, okay.
That happened pre-COVID as well.
Nice.
And Kamaru, who is another stand-up comedian that started around the same time as me.
Yeah.
So ever since we started, Fuzz has sort of been sort of a mentor for us.
Yeah.
And we would hang out after shows. We would look at him for advice and things like that. And he would take care of us. And we were just hanging out. Throughout COVID, we had a 5-person max gathering. So the 3 of us would just hang.
Right.
And we would chat, and so over time we got really comfortable, and then we were like, yeah, we should just turn this into a podcast, and then we did it, and it's been going very well. I think it's quite popular in Malaysia. Every time we visit Malaysia, people on the street would come up and ask for photos, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and we just had one sponsored app.
Yeah.
So we're making a bit of money from that. So hopefully we can get a recurring sponsor that could become our full-time job. Then I don't have to worry too much anymore. Yeah.
Sweet, man, sweet. Hey, you crack the seal, as we like to say. You get your first one.
Yeah.
It's open.
Yeah.
Then it starts flowing, man.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is that, like this, right? There's not much work to do. It's really just enjoying yourself and hanging out and making good time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we just got a producer on board, and that helps with, posting it regularly and
Yep. Oh, yeah.
splicing it up into clips and promoting
Oh,
it and things
God.
like that.
That's so beneficial.
That is
to-
super helpful, and
Yeah.
we just never bothered to do it because we were
Yeah.
3 dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
ever since she's come on, we've been doing good. I think it's, I don't know, 10, 20,000 followers on TikTok.
Nice.
I think about 3 or maybe 600 on YouTube. We just got our stuff onto YouTube.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, that's exciting. Hopefully we can get some ad revenue from there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shit, man.
Yeah.
Good shit. So TikTok, you're just posting clips. You're not posting the whole. TikTok has a time limit, right?
Yeah,
You can't do
I
the
think
whole.
it's 10 minutes max.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on what you unlock as a creator with them.
Nice.
It's 10 minutes, but we usually post clips that are not longer than a minute and a half.
Okay.
That usually is what goes viral, and
Right,
the
right.
guidelines on short, snappy titles and things like that.
Right. Nice, bro. Okay. Check out the podcast.
Yeah, you should. Well, it's mostly in Singlish.
I was gonna say, I listen and it sounds like English, but it's bilingual, right? How does
Yeah.
Singlish work?
Singlish is a mix of all the languages spoken in Singapore.
Wow.
There's Mandarin,
Okay.
Malay, and a bit of Hindi, maybe
Yeah.
Tamil. So that you just form over time. But English is the base.
Right.
And then we borrow words from other languages for expressions.
Yeah.
And then there are things like le and la are just Singaporean sounds that they add to the end of sentences.
Okay. Like okay, la. Like
Yeah,
Shit like that.
things
Okay.
like that.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Nice, man. So how you like in Vietnam?
I love it so far. The last time I came here, I got scammed by a guy on a bike. He brought
Oh,
me to
yeah.
the river and he took my money.
Oh, yeah.
But that was cool.
That's normal.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this time around, I haven't been. This is my 3rd day here now. I went wrestling.
Yeah.
I went to VPW wrestling training today. That was a lot of fun with
Yeah.
the twins, and also Sid. And oh wow! And also, I was just telling you before we recorded that I am living in an entire hostel by myself,
Yeah.
because when I showed up at the place, they were like, "Oh, this hostel's not ready, but we got beds and air conditioning and hot water, so you're welcome to sleep on any bed you want."
Nice.
And
yeah.
the boss of that place has sort of adopted me. She's super nice. Every morning I wake up, I want to go look for coffee. She's just like, "Nah, take a seat. I'll make coffee for you."
Yeah.
But she also actually has 2 girls interning, learning how to make drinks
Okay.
at her drink stand out front of the hostel.
Yeah.
So they were making the coffee.
Cool.
Yeah, and she's been super nice. Like she was just like, whatever you need, just let me know. We're like family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna visit Singapore sometime, so bring me out when I'm in Singapore. And yeah, it's been nice. Most places here prefer paying in cash. There's not big on cards here.
Yes.
And so I haven't even paid her for like when I booked the place. They were like, "You gotta pay cash at the venue,"
Yeah.
and she's just like, "Oh, you don't worry about this. Just make yourself comfortable."
Wow.
So it's been 3 days, and it's been fantastic. I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah, the first time I came here, I was afraid to cross the road, but I walked all the way here from where I was staying.
Yeah.
So that's a 20-minute walk, and I was crossing on the roads today, and that was
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. You get used to it.
Yeah,
You
I'm
get
getting used to it, and I really like it here. I was just telling my girlfriend that we should totally come back here and visit. And maybe
Yeah.
we were staying in Bangkok for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
just as a way to save money. So that's kind of a wild concept that
Yeah.
for a Singaporean, if you want to save money,
Yeah.
you could just live in a cheaper country.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
living here is cheaper.
Oh yeah.
So we might consider coming here for 3 weeks to a month next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be
Yeah.
exciting if we get to do that.
Yeah. When I first came here, I was staying at my friend's house, and he had I was living in San Francisco. It was like $1,200 to sleep on the floor in your
Right.
friend's house.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like it's totally different here. You could, and the people here are so nice, man. Like you said, like they'll take you in, they'll help
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Come back. Yeah, Airbnb.
Yeah, I will. I'm planning to go around the region, so I think I'll go to Cambodia maybe on Saturday,
Yeah.
and then Chiang Mai in Thailand, and then up in Hanoi, and then come back here to spend maybe the last 2 weeks of July here before I go back to Singapore for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is where most activities are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Saigon's the best, bro.
Mm.
It's got great restaurants, just It's like 7 Bridges, got pizza, they got freaking
Is there a photo of that?
everything.
No. They sell a 50 cm pizza here. I saw that out
Yeah,
front.
the pizza's good here. Yeah, like you go around the city, there's tons of places, bro. There's like coffee shops are totally awesome.
Yeah.
It's like they got little hidden gyms. You walk up 4 flights of stairs and it's like a rooftop. Like, yeah, it's really cool, man. Yeah, come back,
I will.
explore.
This Jack was just telling me about Lunch Lady,
Oh yeah.
which is that place where the lady makes
Hey, man.
one soup every day.
What's up?
What's up?
No, it's here. I'm just interviewing him before the show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Jesse. You know Jesse?
I think so.
But you
I
guys
don't know.
interviewing and talking to me?
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
my
part of it.
podcast. I do whatever I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
you guys talking about is about dicks and stuff on your podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, Jesse. Yes. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Sorry, it's inappropriate.
Culture
And
that.
dicks. Culture and dicks.
Dicks,
Premier-
culture, dicks,
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah. Let me see. How long we been going? Oh, I love this camera. It's like, it's got 2. This is all. I don't care. This all goes on the fucking show.
26 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Is it good enough?
Good. Yeah. All right. Everybody, I'm not gonna fuck your name up again. What? Jacky Ng.
That's right.
Yep. He's
Well
in
done.
town in Vietnam for I don't know how long. He
Yeah.
doesn't know, but he's gonna be out touring. He's gonna have a show
Yeah.
pretty soon.
I think so. I think Jag is putting that together.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when he gives me the link, I'll link it on this
Okay.
video
Okay.
to everybody.
Mm.
And thanks, bro.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on.
Thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
Cool. All right.
Bye.
Peace.